It says suspension of rivers and governor and lawmakers. Suspension of rivers, governor, lawmakers. South tackles Tinubu blow by blow.
Well, South. You also recall that the South governors in the forum, they came out they want to speak as one. I understand my own governor abstained, of course, for obvious reasons. He abstained from that, leaving them with 5 who I didn't read the depth of that report, whether the Delta governor that we understand is now pandering to APC, though he be of the PDP. I wouldn't know his stand. But that of Bayelsa and the rest of them, they spoke out. Then we also understand there are some traditional rulers that are also joining the fray, that the evil Milad, the military administration, is telling them to stay away from partisan politics. It's not, you can't beat my child and not expecting me to cry. Fubara is a child of the South. So if you now have leaders from that region crying out, it's expected. It's only natural that they have to cry on behalf of their son that has been beaten, in the manner of speaking. So it's not unexpected at all.
Okay, then let's move on to this one, still in connection with this story. State of emergency. Agabi opens up on alleged $15,000 bribe to senators.
Yes, I read.
You heard this?
Yes, I heard it. Some people say it was 25,000. Now they say he made it in two tranches. On Tuesday he joined them. He joined other senators for this breaking of the fast, the Ramadan. He gave them $5,000, allegedly $5,000. Then on Wednesday he also went to them to break fast with them second time. And then they completed the 15 by giving them extra 10,000 in order to secure the road buy-in. But his spokesperson, Eseme Yibo, has said no such thing happened. That first, for the Senate president to join his Muslim friends in order to break the fast is not new. That he's done it. I think it's about second year in a row. As for the fact of distributing the monies that have been alleged that he has done, that he has no knowledge of that, he doesn't think. But he just think that it's more slinging on the president of the Senate, that they just want to do him in, to rub mud in him, and then to discredit him and demarket him.
Okay. How about this? PDP scribe, Supreme Court passes buck in party.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Well, I think that I hope it will put it to rest, that because Ayan is Wike's favored candidate. That's Wike's man. But I don't know. The laws are there. This man went to Imo wanting to contest for election, governorship on the gubernatorial. So it is expected that once you are going, you should let go of your position. Just like this, what also produced Lawan, and then the man from Babio. They all went for election, but when they lost out, they quickly came back and then they grabbing what they left behind. It's the same thing that Ayan went to Imo wanting to contest the election, but when he lost out, he now went back again. But you expected that you were expecting that when you are that's part of the body of laws. When you are opting for, or when you are aspiring for another position, the one you are holding on to, you are supposed to let go. But they came back. But now, where the court in his wisdom has said that is qualified to retain the seat. I have no other thing to say.
Have you ever thought about dealing with jobless politicians?
Well, jobless politicians, jobless. I don't know about jobless politicians. How many of them are jobless? I mean, all of them, even if they are not in power, they are still within the corridors of power. I mean, still feasting for. It may not be as sumptuous as it used to be anyway.
Think about it. Okay. Heavyweight housing great. Judge Foreman.
That's about Judge Foreman.
Judge Foreman, dead at 76.
Yeah, 76. Quite. Remember the rumble in the jungle in the. That he fought. I mean, that was he was shocked that because before that he had about 40 knockouts 40 knockouts, no defeat to his credit. And then he went over there. You know, he's gangly. I think he's about 6'4" tall, and he's done winning all the laurels until he went to that fight with Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali just used. I think he frustrated him. Was dancing around the corner, around the ropes and all that. Rope-a-dope. And then he got frustrated and got tired, and that was where he lost the match. And said till he died, he still blames himself for allowing that to happen and all that.
Remember, hello friends. I told you, I'm the greatest.
I'm the greatest, yeah.
Joe Frazier can sing, George Foreman can dance.
And there's also a remarkable thing that he did, that when he retired, he went into ministry, being a priest, a pastor.
Yeah.
He had a foundation that he caring for the homeless and all that. So he needed money, so he had to return to the boxing ring. At 45, that was when he won the second time. At 45.
All right.
In 1994, yeah.
Consider this one. Utomi to Tinubu, why no emergency rule in Lagos during Obasa saga?
I have no answer to that. It's.
I have none.
I have no. So let the reader go find.
I think the Obasa saga was a non-issue.
It was a no-brainer, as they call it, a no-brainer.
All right. 2027, NNPP writes INEC, IG disowns Kwankwaso's TNM groups.
Our friend is the National Secretary, Oladipo Olayoko, General. I spoke with him last week. He sent me some material. Digbo Olayoko, General. I spoke with him last week. I chatted with him last week when he sent me some materials about the other person they also disowned that he's trying to. They said the man has left the party, and he doesn't have any power whatsoever to speak for the party. So he's the one who is creating the whole division within that. What they are trying to do is to also plant moles within the party. The way what they usually do. I mean, most of the major parties I understand do it. They plant moles, they plant people to destabilize the parties. After they've done what they're doing, they return home. One of them allegedly is the governorship candidate PDP of 2023, Jandor. They say he was planted in APC. Now he's returned to APC. So it's politicians. They are always they're ahead of us in their games.
All right then. Hear this one. Rivers withheld allocations released. Ibas sole administrator.
But I when I saw that headline, I quickly went there. It may not have been. I'm not sure it is released. But what the AGF said. What's his name now? I've forgotten. Why do I forget his name? Why did I forget it?
Fagbemi,
Latif Fagbemi, and what he said is that it's only natural that now that they have a new administration, even though it's temporary, that if he asks for it, now that's what he said as yesterday, if the new administrator asks for it, I'm quoting him verbatim, it should be released. It should be. So he didn't say it has been released. The report didn't say he has also asked for it. He said, if he asked for it,
this report says it's been released.
But what he said is that if Milan asks for it, I'm quoting him verbatim, it should be released. It should be. Not that it will be. It should be released. So I don't know where they got that, so it has been released.
I hope you don't get tired.
Because
this story is saying it's been released.
No,
so
Jones,
I'm not there.
I studied the English language, and words matter to me a lot. The use of words. When you say it should be and has been, they're not the same thing.
This is not should be. Withheld allocations released. So I don't need. This is not Charles. This is not written in Greek.
Okay,
please.
That's why it is the language that I studied. So
all right. Hear this one. Biafra court orders Kanu's speedy trial, fixes April 29th for FG to call witnesses.
Yes, I think that's kudos to him. I hope that the expedited trial will take his course. Maybe but you also understand that he also made the news yesterday that he apologized to Binta Yanko, also that for his unruly
he
behavior.
apologized.
Yeah, he apologized and said, okay,
except for his behavior.
For his behavior. So he's beginning to be a good boy in the manner of speaking. So I hope that the trial will be expedited, and then if he's found not guilty of all the charges, or if he'll be given a reprieve. So let's see that coming very soon, and then let's start a healing in the southeast.
Yeah, it reminds me of one saying in my part. You know, you regale us every now and again.
Yes.
With proverbs in your Oma.
Yeah, one proverb, yeah, exactly. A child will wash hand well, now go chop food
my
with
people say a goat will refuse to go market. If na woman,
it will follow.
then go carry salt, good for hand. Where it be like say one tire, they give him salt, you go they run, there you go.
Okay.
So call that native intelligence.
But is that one Ibibio proverb?
Yeah.
Or it's universal?
I said at the talk Ibibio.
Okay.
Okay then. Let's that will be for the Vanguard. But hear this one. I was going to miss it. What Akpabio said about my waist. You know.
Yes, and Natasha, he said Akpabio said, your waist this kind of waist can move. This kind of way, this ileke wave can move. Oh, he was just imagining how the thing will wriggle on top of him and all that. But very graphic. Come on. But if I don't know, I'm not saying that Babio did say so, but if he did, I don't know. I don't know if he did say so. But
that's what the paper is telling me.
No, I quoting Natasha Akpoti Uduama. Yes, but I'm saying I hope he did indeed. If he did, that's quite demeaning of his position.
All right, let's move just now to the Punch newspaper. By the way, if you have just joined us, this is the newspaper headliners reaching you from the Voice of the People Radio, 90.3 FM on the dial. Take your time from us just now. It's 7:15. The Punch newspaper is here. The lead story: Rivers emergency rule. APC opposition continue battle as PDP governors head for court.
Yes, and then even the national youth leader of PDP, Somti Usadolo, also said that they have to do everything. Then the governor of Oyo State, Sheyi Makinde, has also have been upbeat about it, saying no, it's wrong that they have to test.
Upbeat?
Upbeat.
Okay.
Or have been upbeat about it, said they are going to test it in court, that you can't sack elected executive and sack elected legislature. That is a travesty of kind. So they are going to test it in court and see what the court will say, whether the president did well. He actually acted according to rule books. If not, then it should serve as a deterrent to whoever wishes to do that.
My reaction is this. That we're having discordant notes, you know, on this matter is not surprising to me. It's more like a blind man who touches a part of an elephant and describes that part as the elephant.
Yes, because that's where he saw it. But for me, I think if you look at who we are, not who we are actually, who we have become. I'm telling you that this thing has come to stay. Now that the legislature has given it a legislative bite, I think it has come to stay. The court may not do much, may not.
All right, let's leave politics for a bit and talk another politics, sports politics.
Yeah.
Osimhen record-setting brace revives Eagles World Cup.
I partly watched.
I saw the match.
I
saw the match.
Yes, I partly watched, but I was also with my
In the
boys in
spirit.
the studio. No, we're analyzing it. I was watching it. We're talking about even not allowing complacencies to set in and all that. But it's good. I mean, 2 goals, but it's still a long way far from home. Right now, South Africa is leading by 10 points, followed by Rwanda that they defeated yesterday with 8 points. We have 6 points. I think there's another one that's leading with 7 points. Okay, Benin Republic has 7
South
points.
Africa is 10.
10. Rwanda, no, Benin is 8. Rwanda is 7. We are 6. So if we are able to win the next match, even if it's a single goal, that gives us 9 points. Then we have come again to this all this permutation. Oh, if the other one loses and we score, we will. You see, because the very first I think we played 3 matches and have only 3 points, which is of course very poor. But I hope that they are going to be up with their game and all that.
3 or 4.
No, about 4. Okay.
Well, from a possible 12 points.
Yes. Yeah. Then we only amassed about 3 points. 3, and then got the 6th one yesterday. That's why I say it's a long way from home, because these three countries, the 3 teams that are ahead of us, they are not going to be resting. Or just okay because Super Eagles is a world power in African football, they will just hand it over to Alakat.
Don't worry. Zimbabwe are coming over here.
We were out them. Now I'm asking. You don't have to answer.
So what you make her talk? Say we no go route them.
Rwanda came here and defeated us in New York.
Did you go to court?
But look at what now permutation has set in. Oh, if they lose, if we do. If we had won that, if we had that 3 point in our kitty by now.
Charles, we have 6 points.
But 6 points not good enough the way we stand. We are fought.
You are aggrieved.
I am because of national pride. Because of national pride.
Go to court. About here the next story in the Punch. My UK wife connived with Nigerian pastor to jail me. Man facing deportation.
Yes, it's I think there's another. I think I don't know whether it's in days that a certain Eze who went through harrowing experiences to go abroad, but before he left, he married a 16-year-old girl here. Kept the girl with his parents who were training her, but the parents said on the condition he trains that girl. He actually was suffering over there. He was in Italy doing all, and he first of all he was in France. Then he went to Italy, and then later they said, okay, the best way to do it. He trained the girl because the girl wanted to be a nurse, and then he trained the girl to be a nurse. And then they said, a lawyer said, what you do is that you come back to Nigeria. We'll fight for the nurse to go to UK. Then later you have to move from there to me because she'll be qualified to accept you. Only for then the guy to read again. He saw the lady. This is his wife with a 4-year-old baby. Who had that baby for him? He said, well, when we didn't see you, because he was in jail in Libya for about 4 years, and all, even when his father died. Now this young man married to this lady said, lady now wants to throw him out. So the story is always there because these Nigerian ladies are taking advantage of the laws that is pro women over there to now begin to look at. But you can't talk to your wife anyhow over there.
I told you when I reacted to a post you
I put up.
The love element in marriage is questionable.
So it's friendship.
Because
I agree.
Love is intangible. You can't touch it. Charles, what protects a marriage is friendship.
It's friendship. I agree with you.
So the rule is befriend your wife. It helps.
I agree with you.
All right. You may interpret it your way. But the next story is this. Naira for crude crisis. Petrol imports rise to 154 million liters weekly.
Yes, and right now I understand that. I don't know. I can't remember. I think I've forgotten his name. Either the chairman or the secretary of the Nigerian Refiners Association of Nigeria, he came out to say, look, this Naira for crude crisis is a way to punish Dangote and the rest of them. He said it. He said,
but Dangote appears
unruffled.
Okay with it.
No, he's not. It's not because he's gone as far as to Equatorial Guinea to importing crude. Now, when he does that with the dollar. When you look at the dollar naira differential, it's going to affect us. Now, what he said is that it is deliberate. Number one, the tank farm owners are angry. Those who are importing are angry that Dangote continually brings down. I mean, it's marking down the fuel pump price, and it's going to run them out of town and out of business. So what are they doing? Since the NNPC has monopoly over this crude and all that, so they decided to withhold it, go elsewhere. Now because of that, they say, oh, now our daily need, Dangote can't meet it and all that. Do you know that as we speak, City Jones, we have 7 vessels right now into the country between the 17th and the tomorrow is 23rd. Yeah, between the 17th of this month and 23rd, we'll have about no less than 7 vessels bringing in petrol. And I understand that the landing cost has moved from 835 naira per liter to around 890 something per liter. So which means by the time they bring it, by the time they do all these freighting costs, then fuel is going to go above 900 naira, if not up to 1,000 one more time, because of lack of because of the absence of patriotism. Oh no, how can you be bringing the fuel? So he's released it. Maybe he's revealing their secret.
All right, Charles, the next story is a startling one. $193,000 hidden in yogurt carton intercepted at Abuja airport.
Yes, I also heard that story. And people are becoming crazy, very crazy. Before, I understand there was somebody who put in noodles pack. One of them in he also used custard packs and all that. There was a lot of crazy things that Nigerians are doing in order to do that. But that's I thank God that well, let's say thank God now. Well, it's good that the person has been arrested. Well, whether the person will face the music.
Thank God is one of our engineers here.
Oh, it's his name.
I'll tell him.
Okay, thank God your name is being mentioned on radio on the radio. So, but I hope there will be prosecution and punishment. If not, it will just amount to nothing because these people, they have become so big. I'm sure the person is a courier. I mean, using it as a courier, and then maybe there are bigger people upstairs who are going to be pressing the buttons over there for the release also.
Okay, politics again. PDP crisis deepens as Supreme Court reinstates Anyanwu secretary.
Yeah. That means that it is the wiki fashion that is being recognized. And the wiki fashion is not it's not intended to build the party. Just wants to ensure the whole.
Charles,
what they call.
Except that wiki is not connected here from the story. Where you are suggesting to me, Anyanwu is a.
Who is Anyanwu?
Anyanwu, the
where does his loyalty lie?
So, me, I don't know.
I'm asking. It's a rhetorical question. No, we don't have to answer.
You appear to know, so I don't. But because the listener might think it is Wike who has made him secretary of PDP.
No, I say Wike loyalist.
But
is anything wrong with that in journalism? No.
But I'm saying PDP crisis deepens as Supreme Court reinstates Anyanwu.
And I said, who is this Anyanwu? I said, a Wike loyalist.
I hope it's not a rhetorical question. Otherwise, the listener is advised to get a copy of the
Let's
Punch,
leave it that way then.
read the story, and swat it. Okay. School where my 4-year-old daughter lost left eye ordered my husband's arrest.
But it's an interview. It's an interview. It happened somewhere around Mushin. A twin. They are actually 2 girls, 4-year-old.
Right.
I don't know why. Don't let me say because Lagos. I remember I started primary school at the age of 6, going on 7, primary school.
Your hand passed.
Yes, of course. Yes, I was 6, going on 7 when I started primary school. I think I started secondary school 12, going on 13, and finished 17, going on 18. So that's exactly how it was. We're fully mature at that time. But now 4-year-old and 2-year-old, they're taking them to school. Then the mother took them to school, and then they said a fellow class member stabbed the little girl in the eye. When they called the father was because father they said market. The father said market. There was a customer. No, it can't be my time. No, he called the phone. Oga, your daughter. They don't stab my. I say it's not my daughter because it was a customer there, and it took time over 4 hours before the mother said, this thing happened. Oh yeah, you go for me. They now got it before knew that the thing has gone so bad until they took the girl to the child. They said mother and child hospital in Mushin, where the girl have been treated.
Let's go back to politics. No anointed governorship candidate for Anambra, says Aburi. That's Labour Party now.
Is Aburi still speaking?
It-
I used to be one of the okay, not I wasn't speaking for him. One of the media people around him actually, Aburi. But I call him. He might not pick my call again. No. After we tried to clean up his, image that time during that. But he's not pick my call again. But were they supposed to be an anointed when you are supposed to undergo? They're supposed to undergo primaries. I thought primary was supposed to test the popularity and all that. So do you have anointed? So the primary is just a sham or a charade?
I doesn't know.
I doesn't know.
All right, then let's move to the Nation newspaper. The lead story: PDP crisis. Anyanwu triumphs, returns as party's national secretary.
Well, I hope they built. The PDP brand back. PDP appears to be wasted brand, and a party that thrived, a party that actually pride itself of being the largest party in Africa, and we're going to be in power a la Obulafo. They're going to be in power for 16 years a la Obulafo. I do not know why that every time they lost the election in the past, they became lame duck, which of course they're still suffering. So that brand, the PDP brand, I don't know who is going to rescue it and bring it back to national reckoning. I don't know.
Okay, the next story sounds like a tale from the
Moonlight.
unexpected world. Inside Bauchi's deadly witchcraft trials.
Wait, I missed that story.
I got it. You know, the state chief judge told judges in the state steer clear of witchcraft trials.
What's witchcraft trials? Let the listener go look for it, right? I know say now my Benin that they get witch for where they fly for. They say there are two types of craft: the aircraft and the witchcraft. Which one do you fly? You fly aircraft, you fly witchcraft.
You didn't ask me.
No, it's again rhetorical question.
Okay. All right. Rivers beyond emergency rule. That it sounds like an opinion.
Yeah, it's an opinion, of course.
Police apprehend 2 over possession of human parts.
Very gory story. Thank God for I praise the Yagonku Police Command, police formation there. I think that should be the state headquarters in your state. They actually move swiftly. There's a young man, 35, who, when he was his resident was they sacked his resident, and then they found varying human parts, torso, limbs, nails, mainly women. And so they apprehended him, and he confessed to that he didn't kill anybody. What he did was to go to a graveyard in one of Ijebu to exhume these parts.
Charles, let me sound cynical here. You know, is it true body parts they bring money?
Let me finish the story before I answer that question, for the sake of the listener.
Okay.
So he went to an Ijebu, a certain town in Ijebu North, where he went to a cemetery and then exhumed those parts and sold them to a 70-year-old man who has also been apprehended. He also confessed that he uses them for ritual purposes and all that. Now the question, ask your question again.
So body parts they bring money.
I wish I knew. I don't know.
Otherwise, the killings across my country, your country, should have meant money.
But I don't know. But again, even also are Christians. The Bible, the Holy Book says, do not be ignorant of the devices of the enemy. So they are devices. I mean, when you look at what's a device, he said, don't be ignorant of the evil machination of the devil and the cohort. So they could turn off something. If
I had told you before, now 2 Christians where I know.
Okay.
Christian Chuku and Christian.
But
I go ask them.
Another thing, if in the Bible, when Saul was troubled, you remember Saul when he was going to lose his
witch of Endor.
Yeah, when they said the witch of Endor, they called out Samuel from the grave. So if it could happen in the Bible days, They called the witch offender called out Samuel who has been buried.
Me say you don't tell.
This will not be today now. He called out Samuel, said, why wakest thou me from my grave?
Oh,
But I tell you, O Saul, that your kingdom has been turned away from you. All this you are doing only from pillar to post, you have lost it, and it has been given to somebody else. Which is why, not long afterward, David claimed the kingdom. So if it could happen, which is why the Bible says you should not be ignorant of these devices of the devil.
all right, let me humor you a
Yes.
little. Akpabio said my waist would make good movements. Says Natasha.
I said so. I said the way we do go. Maybe if there are, if the woman has beads there, the reading from Ileke. You know they call it Ileke here in Yoruba.
We call it Nkwa.
Ibadi Ileke to wali ibadi to bati pariwo bai.
Okay.
I try to be poetic.
Oh.
But this matter whether to take side with Natasha for
you have a choice,
woman, or is Akpabio? Could he have gone downstairs to that level?
Don't think for the listener.
No, I said could. I am the one asking myself.
Don't think.
He
Don't think aloud.
have?
Yeah.
Could he have?
Let the listener get a copy of the paper.
Is Akpabio capable of going downstairs?
I doesn't know. If you ask me now, who I won't ask.
All right.
All right. The Guardian is next. Quickly, Reps Northern Caucus backs Rivers emergency rule. Insists declaration must stand.
But again, there's another one. There's a northern group that is saying Tinubu must reverse it or face consequences. So you see, as you said, we are divided. Once a polity is divided, you can never get any single voice to come against any form of tyranny. That's where we are.
All right. We said it earlier on, but it's here in the Guardian. Kanu apologizes in court, pleads not guilty as trial resumes.
Yes. So as I said, I'm hoping that the trial will be expedited this time around, and then all the sides to the story, all the sides to the case will be. We will hear them all. Let those who are the Milord, let the Milords do what they ought to do. Looking at the relevance and then the myths of the story. Not story. Come on, I'm a journalist. I always talk about story.
Okay.
Of the case, yeah.
Okay, this should gladden your mind. 11 African countries where people are happier than Nigerians.
Eswatini.
Yeah.
I think Eswatini should be the number one. Foreman Swaziland.
Swaziland, yeah.
It's now Eswatini. Lesotho also should be there. Botswana should be there. Most of them are in the southern hemisphere of the continent. Where maybe in the north, can you get that from the Maghreb region? I do not. I do not suppose. But in West Africa, none. Not at all. East Africa, yeah. East Africa, you may have, but not Kenya actually. Maybe Ethiopia. I've been to Ethiopia. Ethiopia is, but no, with all this Tigray and then Uromo and all that, it may not seem. So I wouldn't know. I missed that report. But as I've said, Southern Africa will have 3 countries. Namibia may also be part of it. Yeah.
You know, to the listener who seeks happiness away from Nigeria.
Yes.
Get a copy of The Guardian.
And to know the countries.
And
what we can also borrow from it. But in the very first country where people are happiest this time around is, I understand, is Sweden. That position used to belong to Bhutan, where they don't have.
In Asia.
No, in Asia, yes. They do not have what we call GDP, gross domestic product, but they have GDH. Gross domestic happiness. Yeah. So they look, how happy are you is how they come up with their GDP, which is GDH over there. But this year, that position has been taken by Sweden.
Okay, Kano Emirship respecting appeal court's order of March 14, 2025.
I think they put in abeyance for now the reinstatement of they call it SLL.
SLS.
SLS, yeah, SLS, yeah. Let me do something, let me do. Well, anyway, as I always say, let all the monarchs,
Sanusi, Lamido, Sanusi.
SLS. So let even these monarchs, let them leave politics. Just stay with it.
It's a two-way street. My trouble is when a politician indulges in a Game of Thrones, and no, they
Yeah,
don't.
and they always curry the favor of these monarchs, like the one that nearly happened to my back home in Edo State, Oba Bini, to be precise. He was almost getting immersed in politics, and then he was almost going to be rubbished until the subjects Oba Katokba said, "Epa, please, woo, Lahore, leave this thing alone, please." But now I think he has regained his relevance.
Okay, Lagos to introduce more vocational training programs. Interesting.
Yeah, I have attended a couple of where some of them were graduated. They're doing well, but Joe, let me also humor you. We went to have a meeting with one of the Aboriginal local government, not the SCDS, the Aboriginal local governments here in the Lagos mainland. We went to talk about this vocation and all that because we wanted to bring about training youths over there. And then the man, he was very happy. He said, well, as many people as possible will join, as many organizations will be happy. But he said, you know what he said? He said, after training most of them, they don't do anything with it. He now says something about some ladies that were trained, they gave them hair dryers. And so as soon as they left the venue, they started selling those things. They started selling the tools they needed for them to get better. They started selling them, and then, so anyway, I wish them well, and I also thank Lagos State government for that.
Okay, we'll move from the Guardian to the next paper, which is the Daily Post. Leads with petrol imports rise to 154 million liters weekly as marketers dump Dangote refinery.
Yeah, a recurring story. I think we mentioned it earlier.
Yeah. All right. Rivers crisis. PDP behind its woes. Somebody is saying this.
That's also that's not the person. We leave it to that person.
Okay. Abia Assembly begins investigation of government college school fees
increase
as government college school fees hit 1.1 million naira.
But why would a government college be charging so much? Government, I mean, is it Mr. Jones? Government college? What we are saying? No, government college. I attended a secondary school that was state run. I never paid school fees from class 1 to class 5. Maybe because it was UPN government at that time, during the UPM of Bender State. Now, even up to today, those schools that are state-run, their school fees are lower. If you come to Lagos State, the public schools they are paying way, way lower than the private schools. So when you call a school government college, we're not supposed to be hearing school fees hitting the roofs over there. There's something is wrong.
All right. Let me move to just gone 19 minutes to 8. The Daily Sun is the next paper. Let's go there. Rivers, Ibas moves to restore peace.
Well, was there no peace? I see. When I hear that the mines want to restore peace, what did we have? What peace is he restoring? What peace was broke up? Two people were fighting, and it was only on the page of the newspaper, apart from very remote.
Charles, except that all was not well with.
Well, it was not with River, but he didn't go to restore. Well, maybe peace. Maybe the peace is also he used it loosely, if you will, or maybe it's also subjective. Peace could mean anything. Maybe you and I could be arguing here, and somebody comes and okay, let's restore
that's
peace.
Why
maybe
it's important for the listener to read this story. You know. All right. How about this? lawyers divided over emergency rule. That should be
I also mentioned to you the Constitution is there. Bring about 100 lawyers to look at the Constitution that is written in English language, expressed explicitly.
That will be there will be
100 lawyers, 100 ways. No, it could even be 50-50 or 30-70. But sir, counsel, this thing is written in English. Oh no, it's not like that, you know. And you have lawyers arguing from different. They say, well, thank you. That maybe law is an art, it's not a science. So maybe that's why they're doing that, giving their own interpretation to something that is expressly stated in English language.
Okay, God used me to install Oni, but he's plotting my downfall. Oluwo is saying this.
Oluwo of God.
Ife must be somewhere in Ife.
Well, those are traditional issues. As you said, let the if you are from Ife or from or you are interested in that story, go get it from the Sun.
Yeah.
Yes.
My small stature can't hinder one from being successful.
Who's that?
Jumoke, 19-year-old undergraduate.
Oh, is that? No, I read the story of a lady, has she graduated now, who said that when she was, amongst all her siblings, she's diminutive, as they call her.
Yeah.
But it said when she went to do jam, people were looking down on her. Even when she got to 100 level, people were. But again, I said she tried to accept her fate. This is who I am. So if I'm not going to get taller, then I better take my destiny in my own hands. So congratulations. I didn't know she has graduated. Congratulations to Jumoke. I think I never got his name correctly. Jumoke, now I get it. So we hope that now she has found her footing. Now that she understands that even there is no disability in ability. Now that she has found out that even in being even her height is not. What I would say is not a hindrance to whatever she wants to achieve in life. Jones, I would say congratulations to her, and then she should take advantage of doing what is right so that it can be who she ever wanted to be in life.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll apply the brakes here. So much for the stories to share. It's now time for you to react. Which story or stories caught your fancy? How would you want to react to it or to them? Let's go there now. 0803-692-9933. I have a first listener here. Welcome. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Citizen Joe.
I greet you, sir.
And I greet your case. This is Okangolino.
Go on.
The lady you are talking about is not that one that has graduated. So this one is just in year one.
No. Graduate. Not graduate.
Okay, maybe it's a different person.
This one is a different
okay. The one which one? The one I read is the one you're talking about. The one that has not graduated.
This one is just in year one.
Oh, okay.
This
Okay,
is
different people.
A certain kind of scholarship.
Okay.
I want to react to what Akpabio said. When he denied sharing money to his colleagues. And my reaction to her is to that is that the phone call, if he shared money, will you come and accept? There's nobody that will do that and come and tell us. So they will always deny. Even when somebody was caught on camera in Kano State, he said it was doctor. So don't trust all these politicians. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And more like saying AI go take the rap for now. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
I greet you.
Hello?
Welcome.
Hello?
Oh, I can hear you. Go on. I hope we are not going through that route today. Please, when you call and I activate your line, it tells you you're on air. Go ahead. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Citizen Jones.
I greet you.
And your guest, Charles Edaho.
Thank you.
My name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abanja in Cotton.
Yeah.
I commend the president for having that political will and for being proactive in the declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State. And of course, I also commend the National Assembly, for their patriotism in confirming that declaration. If not for them, there would have been chaos in Rivers State by now. And our oil installations, lives and properties, many of them would have been destroyed and lost. So people who are against this state declaration or who are interpreting in another way, interpreting Section 305 in another way, they are just doing that for political reasons.
Thank you.
And for emotional reasons.
Yeah.
Then lastly, for Kanu.
60
for
seconds
Kanu,
are up.
I think it's also good that, in fact, he has apologized to the bar and the bench.
Is it Kanu
So
or
commendable.
Kanu? I heard
Thank you very
Kanu.
much.
Did he say Kanu or Kanu?
I meant Kanu.
Okay, it's
That's,
Kanu, not Kanu.
Regarding your story now. Hello, welcome.
Hello, good morning, Citizen Jones.
I greet you.
And good morning, Charles.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Peter Monsef from Shomolu.
All right.
I want to say that Charles talked about the people that after empowering them, you buy a hair dryer for them and they sell it. You know why they sell it?
No.
Because there is no light for them to power it. And then they live in one room with 11 people. They carry the thing, go there, no light to use, no money to rent shop. I think they can add to that when you give them those items, give them money to rent shop and then...
And give them generator.
And those in the north that say the military administration should stay in Rivers State. Then why did the Tinubu flex muscle when there was military administration in Niger Republic? So for me, Tinubu is just telling us that the best people to rule are the military. You send them to Rivers
What
State to
story
rule.
are you? What story? What story are you reacting to?
There was no destruction of things.
Please.
Okay, so I think it's about the piece of...
So he should not be telling me about military rule and...
No.
So
We can entertain that.
I never had any story like
We
that.
didn't mention anything of such.
Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yeah, welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Go
I
on.
can hear you. Good morning.
Go on, I can.
And,
Thank you.
Jones.
Thank
I
you.
can't hear you, but let me
All right.
point. Like what concerning government college, the equipment government college. You know, like what is happening in DESU now, Delta State University now. Any student that graduated, if you want to go back for your clearance, you pay 370,000 just clearance without owing it down. So anybody that will has maybe a teacher or teaching in a government college, and you have a child in Delta State University, so it's 50-50. So we learn from all this bad record. About then another thing I want to quickly say on this empowerment program for Lagos State, there should be solar system. It should be solar everywhere, so that people can empower their little business. They should be solar everywhere. I think that will go a long way to help this kind of program, because I know people that attended this program in Delta State from my community today. They just give them money, give them this. They went back to the community and go back to their farm. There's so much flood in it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you too. All right, take advantage. The line is free now. We say good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning, sir. My name is
Welcome.
My reaction: Rivers emergency rule, APC opposition continue battle as PDP government head to court. Is it to court or for court? I don't understand what Posh is saying. Whatever the case may be. Well, I don't think PDP governors will get justice on this one, because the Supreme Court have already seen the emergency rule approved. I mean, what the Senate. But to me, the emergency rule declared in Rivers State is not emergency rule. It is called a martial law. Section 305 of the 1999 Constitution does not empower the President of Nigeria to remove the elected governor or the state of assembly. It is illegal. It is there. I'm not the one that said it's boldly written there. So for the Senate to approve it, it's unfortunate. They are the ones that make law. They are supposed to look at it. What Obasa just declared that people are referring to was not an emergency rule. It's also a martial law. It was only Jonathan that declared emergency rule.
What was the difference? Okay. Maybe you need to explain to the listener. Anyway.
That's my point. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, so emergency rule is where you don't sack the elected institutions, but you can suspend. Why martial is to remove. Maybe that's what he's trying to look at.
Hello.
Good morning, Citizen Jones.
Welcome. I
And
greet you.
Mr. Charles.
Yeah, good morning.
My name is Mayor from Prescott.
Yes,
Let
Mayor.
me start from what Governor Shiri Makinde said about that the PDP governors are going to court about the emergency rule in Rivers State. Somebody should tell Governor Shiri Makinde, who happens to be a PDP governor, that he was among the G5 governors that supported Tinubu to emerge as president of Nigeria. And this same Tinubu is the person that is violating the Section 305 Constitution, which they are challenging. And this same PDP that somebody will leave a position, go contest an election, fail, and come back and be. So when he was contesting, when Sam Anyam was contending for that position of governorship in Imo State, who was on the seat of the National Secretary of PDP? Was he vacant? It's the same PDP, so they are just wasting their time. And the court they are going to, you know, the same court that told us all sorts of things that on head of that are just turned the law upside down since 2023. let them just relax and wait, because they are part of they contributed in this situation that we are. I mean the PDP governors, because most of them didn't do the right thing. Then on the emergency rule in Rivers State, all of us know that the president has no power to sack an elected person. He was elected as Fubulari was elected. The Constitution does not give him that power. So this is just dictatorship. So I feel Nigerians should get up and reclaim our country. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Yeah. Okay. Charles.
Yeah.
I'm not a lawyer. I don't think you are.
Neither am I.
So I can't pretend here. Fubara and the deputy and the State House of Assemblymen and women have been removed for an initial period of six months.
Yes.
Which is saying that if after 6 months things go back,
they will be returned. No, that's what it means. Yes, they're
going
to be returned. No elections will take place. No.
So are they sacked in that?
No, they are not sacked.
That's suspended.
They are suspended so that they can restore peace. After that, after 6 months, they will be brought back, and the status quo ante will now resume. That's what people need to understand.
Charles,
yes,
you know, we are journalists. They say we are not supposed to opinion.
No, we're not supposed to be nice.
So we are done. Our job is done. Thank you. Until Saturday. Take care of yourself. Thank you. We're out of here. Our next program is 5 minutes away. Okay, that's a song from, you know him, Grover Washington Jr., Mr. Magic. We're not about to perform any magic here, save to, double your pleasure at the radio. Voice of the People FM, 90.3 FM on the dial. I'm Citizen Jones, along with my colleagues. Charles has agreed to stay back. Labor of love, that's what's responsible.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Charles.
Yes, thank you.
We expect a legal mind, an attorney to join us very, very soon. Curtis Adigba will join us very soon. So we give context and clarity to this story. So President Tinubu weighs in on a fractious rivers crisis, applies a misjudged constitutional provision. You get that right?
Yes.
President Tinubu weighs in on a fractious rivers crisis, applies a misjudged constitutional provision. Ardent students of history and chroniclers of our whistle-stop politics would recall with trepidation and foreboding a devil-maker politics which started in the First Republic, if you recall. Two prominent Yoruba sons at the time in the First Republic of the Old Western region by the names Jeremiah Obafemi Awolowo and Samuel Ladoke Akintola were at each other's throat. Okay. And matters came to a head when in May 1962, our first and only Prime Minister, the late Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, declared a state of emergency in the West region. You remember that?
Yes.
Sacked the two premiers, Akintola and Dauda Adegbenro at the time. Of course, in the Second Republic, late President Shagari came very, very short of declaring a state of emergency in Ondo State, where two proud sons of the state, Michael's, two of them,
Ajashi and
Chief
Omoborowo.
Michael Adekunle Ajashi and Chief Michael Omoborowo were at each other's throat. Okay. Now, down to the Third Republic, which was stillborn, no thanks to retired General Ibrahim Babangida and the late Sani Abacha. Okay. Charles
Yes.
and Curtis Adigba is here. Curtis, let me say good morning to you. And say so at the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning, Citizen Jones. Good morning, Charles.
Okay, good
I
morning.
greet you.
Quite a while we've seen face to face.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
But you know
we
when-
face each other for
We're in
Facebook.
a state of emergency. And you're wearing my cap.
Idoma, yes.
Yes, Idoma cap.
Everywhere I go to, I'll be hearing Idoma people be greeting me.
Yes, because we attempted to make it a national item.
Until what?
Until emergency
State
rule.
of emergency.
So, fast forward to the Fourth Republic. The Fourth Republic politics in my country is a leveler of sorts. Both former President Obasanjo and Jonathan declared emergencies in Plateau, Ekiti, Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe. President Bola Tinubu has followed suit. In his judgment, the River State imbroglio was going to boil over, so he imposed a state of emergency there. Opinion is divided, even as the fourth estate of the RM has become opinionated. Please, listener, let me appeal to major and minor commentators, including the armchair ones. Give us an ear or two. We'll give context to this. So let me welcome the gentlemen formally to the discussion. Curtis, I greet you. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Well, Curtis is also a constitutional attorney. So questions, direct them to him. Charles, I greet you too.
Thank you. I appreciate it one more time. Yeah.
So, Curtis, let's begin with you. Mr. President has applied as elected to give bite to provision 305 in the Constitution. Is he right or wrong?
It's right and it's wrong.
Let's start from the wrong.
So the wrong is that section 308, section 305 has no provision that empowers the president to suspend democratically elected people like him. As he was elected by voters, so was the governor and members of the House also elected.
Okay.
However, under that section, the president is empowered to declare a state of emergency if he believes that law, public safety, and order has broken down. Or if he believes that...
Irretrievably.
Yes. Or if he believes that there's actually a threat
to national security.
National security, the law and order. Now, if you go down to 305 subsection 4, it says that the governor of the state may also invite the president to declare a state of emergency.
Okay.
Now, it means that those who framed that constitution never contemplated a situation whereby the president will sack or suspend the governor of the state and demolish some democratic institutions.
Legislature, part of it.
You understand? And that was the reason why when Obasanjo declared state of emergency in Plateau and Ekiti, suspended or sacked the governor,
appointed administrators.
He was widely criticized. In Plateau State, that decision was challenged and went out to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Now, the only reason why the Supreme Court did not make an emphatic ruling on that was that the then administrator, generally, said he never authorized that suit. But you could see from the body language of the justices and their eagerness to make a pronouncement. But because the issue was not before them, unlike the last Supreme Court justice, who went into a matter that was not before them. Now, we're coming to that. Now, so that could never have been the contemplation of the framers of the Constitution. Now, when Jonathan was going to declare a state of emergency in some of the states as a result of threat to national security,
by Boko Haram then.
Yes, he was advised by his Attorney General Adoke, sir, you cannot sack the governors because you don't have the power to do so. And so what he did was to declare a state of emergency, left the governors on their seat, and then deployed federal resources at their disposal to deal with the situation. Even at that, this current president, as the national leader, and as the national opposition leader then, because his political structure was more viable than some of the others, because PDP was in power. It was only in 2015 that the alliance came to 2014, 2015.
So up till then, there was AD, AC, ACN.
Yeah. This same president attacked and criticized former President Jonathan, accusing him of subverting democracy, and said it was an attack on constitutional institutions. Jonathan did not sack the elected officials.
In the 3 states.
Now, fast forward, 2025. This president, without any cogent reason, and I say cogent reason because if bombing of pipelines becomes the metric for declaring a state of emergency, then all the states in Niger Delta will now have administrators. Because this things happen all the time. In fact, there was no breakdown of law and order in Rivers State. Public safety was not under any threat. So what this look, he has the power to declare a state of emergency where he feels that there's likely threat. But this state of emergency in Rivers State was necessitated by the need for the president to come down on the side of his political appointee, whom he believes is the most competent person to marshal his re-election in 2027 in Rivers State. And I'll tell you why. When you look at the statement that the president made in announcing the state of emergency, Citizen Jones, all you needed to do is to remove President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and put Nyesom Wike. It will still be a correct statement. Because it was basically the grievances of the Minister of FCT. If you have listened to his press conferences about how the House of Assembly was demolished, about how members of the House of Assembly were not allowed to sit, and all those were basically the grievances. Now, the question is, did the president make attempt to resolve the problem or the threat to security?
Can't you answer that?
Now, the president in his statement said he's made several overtures and attempts. And the question is, why would the president intervene in a conflict between a sovereign subnational and a private citizen who works for him? And he feels that the right thing to do is to agree on terms lopsidedly in favor of his appointee. Because don't forget that this president was once a governor. And even those who facilitated his becoming governor, as soon as he got there, he threw them aside. I hope you know that. Don't forget that.
No, you are telling me.
The other part of the other party to the conflict in Rivers State was also governor, and nobody could say to him. But I know why this president is ambivalent about that situation. You know why?
Tell me.
Wike only lifted a page from his playing book. Don't forget that after serving as governor, he has produced all the governors after him, and is in control.
Who?
The president.
Okay.
Even as we speak now, is in control. We're talking. If what happened in Lagos had happened in other states, there would have been a state of emergency by what he has done, where majority of the State House of Assembly members sacked their speaker using constitutional means, and then they were told to return him. Did you see how grandfathers and fathers were crying on the floor like babies? So I am saying the president has got the power to declare a state of emergency, but the situation in Rivers State did not meet the threshold. Now, and I will explain that to you, in the sense that, one, even the provision of the Constitution he did not comply with. Yes, he says you have to make the announcement in a gazette, and then you are supposed to go to the National Assembly even before you announce, except in a situation where it's a matter of super urgency and the National Assembly is not in session.
For me, sorry, just a minute. When he had a meeting with the security chiefs and the leaders of the National Assembly before his announcement, I knew something.
Yes, but
I knew something was in the offing.
But we all knew. Like I said to someone else, they had a solution. They were just looking for the problem. Do you understand? Who is this small boy irritant? I mean, they had the solution. So and now they went to the National Assembly after the act. Again, they violated the Constitution egregiously.
All right.
The Constitution says 2/3.
2/3.
You cannot get 2/3 by a voice note.
Voice vote.
Voice vote. You have to count.
Yeah.
Members present to determine to talk.
And they
So,
abstention-
so
and the
as you dey
abstention.
talk, I know if it count your voice.
No, but Akpabio can count it.
I doesn't know. I beg. Curtis, Charles, just a minute. I'll
Okay.
get to you. First Republic, Balewa declared a state of emergency. Rightly so. Because
There's a breakdown.
there was a general breakdown. Of course, when you recall the Agbekoya, and the coup came as a result of the no less so the war, and we have not quite recovered. So Rivers in 2025, from the way it was going, did you think there was going to be a resolution?
There was going to be a resolution. Don't forget that the Supreme Court came down heavily on the governor.
Okay.
And immediately he put machinery in motion to comply with that judgment.
Oh, he did.
He wrote to the State House of Assembly. He wanted to meet with them. They refused to meet
They
him.
refused.
First of all, he invited them to the government house.
As a
for
matter of fact,
meeting.
they locked him
The
out.
second time he wanted to go and present the budget, they locked him out.
Yeah.
So they were not ready for any peace. And of course, I wouldn't blame members of the State House of Assembly. They were the only open face of the master behind the closed door.
Charles.
The masquerade was behind, right?
Don't forget, he told you that he bought all their forms, inclinging that of the governor.
Oh, yeah.
All of them, yes.
And
he
nobody
boasted.
queried.
And
Nobody
could-
queried.
Yeah.
Nobody could touch his structure. Let me tell you, in the United States, where we copied our constitution from,
They are United States of America.
from 1976 up until now, they have declared 89 state of emergencies.
Wow.
Of this, I think 41 is still running. But in none of this situation was the democratic institution suspended in the
Yeah.
state. Because one, the federal government don't even have power over the state. The federal government was actually set up by the state.
Now,
So-
quickly, does the federal government have power over states here?
That's why we say what the democracy we practice in the presidential system.
You never answer.
No, let me explain to you.
Okay.
The presidential system that we practice in Nigeria, we copied rightly from the US, but we pasted wrongly. There's so many things that are upside down.
Yeah.
Now, the president is like a sole administrator in Nigeria. Governors curry to buy his favor. Do you realize that if the president is coming to Lagos today, governors of neighboring states will all congregate at the airport in Lagos?
Yeah.
I have been in the US where the president of the United States visited the state and the governor never left his office. He's in the state to do his own assignment. I'm here to do my own assignment.
Okay.
You understand?
Well, if you try that, the governor
Now,
will be seen as
of
if
course,
it's
so
rude or
the
something.
purpose of state of emergency basically is for the president to deploy federal resources
Yeah.
at the disposal of the elected officials of the state to control or deal with any threat
Yeah.
to national security. It's not to remove them.
So when former New York Governor Marco Rubio said politicians will campaign in prose,
And the Kumo.
Cuomo, yeah,
Kumo.
and rule in poetry,
Yes.
it's playing out here.
It's playing out. You see, it's very easy when you are not on the seat. Don't forget that, again, people don't understand when we say these things. It's about our country. I remember when we gathered at Tojota to protest
In the
removal
Jonathan
of the
days.
vaccine. This same president said
Yeah.
the move by the former president was ill-considered. It was hasty, and there was no basis for it. He's gone back on that. Everything he said, he's matched it. Let me tell you here, the greatest threat to democracy in the world right now is not authoritarian figures, and it's not military. The greatest threat to democracy in the world now is from pseudo Democrats.
Pseudo Democrats.
Democrats.
That is those way come like Democrats, but
And
they are
they-
not.
The masquerade, the masquerade, the
And
masquerade.
they use constitutional means to demolish democracy.
Okay.
Make I pause you, Charles. Make I open your mouth.
Okay. I'm also part of the divided populace. Excuse me. In as much as I also query the rationale behind the president declaring state of emergency, but I'm not a lawyer. He quotes the law. I quote English language because as a journalist, I would rather do what you call analytic journalism, why he does the legal issue and all that. But what I did was, when he told me we're going to look at this, I had to consult the Chambers 20th Century Dictionary to actually get what the meaning of emergency rule means. And this is how it defines it: the suspension of normal law and order procedures and the introduction of strict controls of the population that usually involves the military, so that the crisis, revolution, etc. can be contained. That usually includes the involvement of the military, albeit is going to be temporary. When the president of even in India, look at it, India is even tougher. India can suspend, can even overrule any constitution over there in India. But
it has to be the constitution, what it provides for.
Exactly. So, but when we look at this Chambers dictionary, that you have to be introduces strict control and involve the military, of course, which of course the president has done. So when you bring in the military, what I'm just trying to look at, the balance it. If you say it involves the introduction of the military in strict controls of the population, or the population, this time around River State, would you say that retaining the democratic institution there can run alongside the military that we are introducing according to the definition, which is, of course, it may not work.
No, yes.
It may not work.
I will explain.
So, if you say you have to suspend all you have got and introduce the military, as I said, temporarily, in order to restore order and revolution and all that, then for me, I think asking the democratic institution over there to be suspended is in strict compliance with these definitions I've given to you.
So, Charles, you don't suspend the constitution that gives you power to deal with a situation.
But they say you bring in martial. Martial act now
let me explain
takes place.
When you bring in the military,
yes,
you are bringing in the military under the command of the top hierarchy of the military to take charge of the situation.
Temporarily.
Not the government.
Yes, I know. Well, the government, but we have a commander-in-chief.
Hold on, sir.
Tinubu is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces.
The president.
Yes.
If there is a national emergency today, the president is not expected to step aside.
Yes, I do know
for
that.
a military leader to take over and deal with the station before he will come back.
Yeah. No, this is different.
No, let me explain.
No, okay.
The president is the commander-in-chief. That president can deploy the military to any state and still remains as the commander-in-chief. He has no power to suspend or sack the democratic institutions in the state. And the reason why I'm saying this is that even as we are talking, let's go practical. The president has not deployed the military other than the sole administrator.
Which is, of course, a military. He got him from the military, whether retired or not.
He's retired.
Yes.
No, he's retired.
But he's a military man. I mean, he brought him in.
Charles is a retired admiral of the Navy.
Charles,
please.
Yes.
No,
we know that. Yes.
It was only yesterday that the police commissioner organized his boys to do what is called a show of force.
Yes. Yeah. I know that, which of course uncalled for too.
That won't be necessary.
Yes.
That wouldn't have been necessary in the first place, but they just wanted to create an environment that plays to their narrative.
No, it's show of force, and that's it.
Because right now, there's no violence. But let me tell you what the problem is here. You see, when they say that the president would deploy the military and that there's a state of emergency, what it does is that the president can order that in order to contain the riots
or whatever crisis,
property, people should stay in their homes, don't come out. That itself is a violation of the rights of the citizens to free movement.
I know that. Yeah.
So basic rights of citizens can be suspended by a state of emergency so that the situation can be contained. Now,
no, what I'm saying, Curtis, sorry, what I was building up to is, I told you are the lawyer. I said I am using the dictionary because with this contraption, contraption called a state of emergency, it's not the making of Nigeria. We borrowed it from where we ever copied it from. So What I'm saying
I've
is
just
that,
told you where
no,
we
no, no.
borrowed it from now.
It's in the US, you know that. What I'm saying, and you also said how they have done over there. But what I'm saying is first that if you say that you are going to be introducing strict controls of the population that usually involve the military, I now look at, and then the president being the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. For instance, you do know, I'm sure thankfully you know that a president of the country, when he stands, there are about 2 flags that are behind him. Okay, three insignias. You have the coat of arms, you have the Nigerian flag,
The national flag.
and the military and the armed forces flag. Only the president has the right to have that privilege. The governors do not have the privilege. I'm talking about we're in Nigeria. We're talking about Nigeria. What we're talking about is Nigeria right now, Curtis. So what I'm saying first that if the dictionary meaning says that he can introduce strict controls that usually involves the military, and he bring in whether a retired military man is a military man to that place for a while. What I'm saying is that for me, going by this dictionary meaning in strict compliance with it, I believe that it will be an aberration to have these two institutions side by side for that period.
You and I have agreed. I think there's one thing we have agreed here.
Okay.
That the Constitution gives the president
Yes, the power to so do, yes.
But I think where we disagree is my
The modus operandi.
is my position that there were clearly spelled out thresholds that the president must meet or that must exist before the president can pull the plug. And I've told you that subsection 4 says even the governor of the state
can invite Mr. President.
Yes, can invite Mr. President to say, Mr. President, we are overwhelmed by the situation.
I can't help you.
We don't have the resources to do this. Please send us additional help.
Yeah.
The president can deploy the military. You know why? Only the president can deploy the military.
Yeah, because the commander-in-chief, I do know that.
In the United States, the governor of a state has got National Guard. Has also got the police.
Police, exactly. State police, yes.
Unlike in Nigeria here,
where you have federal
the
police
governor
only.
is left bare. He doesn't control the police. He doesn't control the military.
Yet he's supposed to be the
chief security officer.
No, but they're just chief executive officer, not chief. I argue that a number of times. That they are just chief executive.
That is why that constitution says the governor can invite the president to declare a state of emergency to contain the situation. And that could not have contemplated asking the governor to step aside, because he doesn't need to step aside.
Yeah.
You are declaring a state of emergency to return peace to the state where he is.
Introducing the military and strict controls.
No, you are. You are. Quoting,
let's look at that.
No, you are quoting,
where we borrowed it from.
You are quoting the dictionary.
Yes.
I'm telling you the constitutional.
You are looking at the. So let's look at the drag
No, that's what I'm saying. Because I'm also going to the constitution right now. After you have finished that.
Now the problem here is this. When you declare, you talked about the president having 2 flags before. He's the president and he's the commander-in-chief. But I also give him the 3rd title. He's also the empathizer-in-chief.
Okay.
And that means he's got to do things in the
general interest.
As father figure.
As father figure. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Just like what happened when that little girl, out of frustration, voiced discontentment.
Yeah, that's right.
And people descended on her. And I said, look, this girl can be my daughter. And if she comes to me to say, Daddy, I think everything is wrong with this house and that, I'm not going to react.
You don't disown.
I'm not going to react that way. But you see, so we are in a situation. And look, as I speak to you now, what has been the destruction in Rivers State? In the president broadcast, he did not say the governor was behind the crisis. What he said was that the governor and his deputy failed to condemn.
But did he also own up to them?
No. He said they failed
to condemn
the attacks on the pipeline.
They didn't even wait for the governor to even say.
But can I tell you something? The president, as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, has deployed members of the armed forces to watch over these pipes and to protect them. Where were the members of the armed forces before the pipes were attacked? That's one. So he failed. Number 2, fearing that members of the armed forces has done a poor job in the past and they might not be able, he gave a contract
to
Tampolo.
Tantita, yeah.
Where he pays $4 billion monthly. That man also failed. The president did not sanction him.
Yeah.
But who did he sanction? The one who is engaged in a political battle for survival. with his own appointee.
But for me, sorry, can I quickly react to
Okay.
that? Two things I'm going to quickly say. Number one is that I think, some of you who are lawyers, most of you are lawyers, I think we need to start agitating for a revisit to our body of laws. Some of them you have, they are ambiguous. If you expressly state out that the military, that in the declaration of state of emergency, the president shall not, if you put it, shall not sack the democratic institution there, you will know that he has to. But right now, the thing is silent.
Sas,
The thing is
are you
silent, so
aware-
he could.
Sas, are you aware that the governor of Zamfara declared a state of emergency in the health sector?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay.
I remember. Yeah, well, you can,
Did he have-
even education.
Did he sack anybody in the state?
No.
Which
All
is,
he did-
that's what I'm saying. If
No,
it's
no,
expressly stated, then we have this problem.
No, all he did is to bypass
The ministry.
the budgetary process
Yeah.
to say, I'm taking charge of this section. As I speak
Head
to
on.
you,
Yeah.
the president has declared, when he came, he said a state of emergency on security, which means he can appropriate funds to the military to deal with the situation. Did he sack anybody to get that done? The point I'm making to you is that based on the tenet of the Constitution, which the president swore to uphold, all right, and the same Constitution that he used to condemn the declaration of the state of emergency by Jonathan, that did not include removing or suspending elected officials, the president is in clear violation.
Which is what
And
I'm
the reason
saying.
is because the president wore a spectacle of politics that did not allow him to see things in their true states.
Okay.
Okay? Now, and look, I say this to people. If I were the president, okay, the issue between Wike and Fubara that led to this situation would not have persisted. You know why? I will call Wike, who is my appointee, and say to him, you have a right to choose between being the FCT minister or
And,
going back to Port Harcourt as former governor, and you have the right to fight the governor.
But if he needs Wike for
So that's why
They won't
you
go
see,
there.
the problem is that the president overwhelmingly considered the political utility of Wike.
So, just a minute, both of you, is Wike the gadfly here?
well, he seems.
You know what I mean
yeah,
by
of course,
gadfly?
I do.
A fly that
I do.
troubles the horse.
I do. I
you
do.
know, yeah.
Yes, I do. And if you're not careful, you injure the horse, and then the fly flies away and all that.
Good. So
yes.
who should deal with the gadfly?
Well, the person who
No, hold on.
Okay.
In this case, the party
Which party?
or the PDP or wait. Now I'm asking him.
I've not said anything.
There's no PDP anymore. We now have,
Before you came,
we now have a party called WPDP.
uh
You know the meaning of that?
no, what's the W
No.
there?
Wike PDP.
Okay.
Oh, here
Before
we
you
go,
came,
yeah.
we also I mentioned the PDP brand that, of course, is
Oh.
just existing. We talked about Anyanwu, return of Anyanwu, and the rest of them. We talked about that. So if you're asking who
All
should,
the political parties
Yes.
are Muluwes.
well, they have.
Listen, Charles, you
Yes.
want to go to the airport, Lagos airport, with
Yeah.
the usual traffic on the airport road.
Yeah.
Your flight is almost here. You want to go to the airport. Is it Okada that will take you there faster? Or Moluwe that can climb all
No,
the
no.
caves?
You make me remember former oil minister Echebet had to leave his car and
Yeah.
jump on
Jump
the bike.
Okada, yeah,
Okada.
exactly.
So that's what the political parties in Nigeria is.
Yeah, you can jump on it in order to get to where you're
In fact,
going to faster.
Somebody can
Yeah.
be APC in the morning.
Yeah, and the
in evening is
PDP. Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
And then the next day again, he reverses back to APC.
Yeah.
And he
It's
gives
happened over
he gives you
again.
reasons why he's moving around.
All right, let me invite the listener. I know you have been pumped full now,
Yeah.
enough to make any
Informed
intervention,
exactly.
informed reaction, not gut reaction. So take advantage. Let me activate the first. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Calling for my job.
All right, go on.
Reading my brother, I've made my point that I don't even want to be calling on a citizen program again. But when I heard Barrister Curtis,
I said I must chip in one or two things. And number one is that I'm telling you, we are going without rain. My daughter, many of us, we are in sciences. She's the only one that opted for her. And she told me she wanted to do mass comm. I said she should be understudying only one person, and that is over here. Now, when I started seeing him on TVC, seeing him with all these issues, I said, go for law, and thank God. At 1 week, it's for law now. Barrister, I'm telling you now, how do we now explain the issue of Odili? Over years, I'm not a fan of him for perpetual injunction. But
No,
now,
it has been revoked.
we want to look into that issue.
That has been revoked.
Thank
What
you.
are the issues that we are
Thank you.
talking
Your
about?
60 seconds are up. Thank you. Thank you. We got you first time. Yeah.
They ought to delete something. They ought to delete
Yeah,
perpetual
yeah,
injunction.
exactly. I think he visited somebody visited the court and they have been
but
vacated.
You know how you know why it was vacated? Poor Peter.
Okay.
He's on the wrong side of politics now.
yeah.
So long as he was on the right side.
Peter Okocha, is that?
No, Peter Odili.
Oh, delay. Oh, okay, sorry.
That's why I say poor Peter.
Okay.
On the wrong side of politics. And
Yeah, he's been vacated.
He got his perpetual injunction vacated.
Yeah, because they said he's
The-
supporting
the
the other side.
Yes.
The perpetual injunction has been vacated.
He's
now.
vacated. Yeah, he can be prosecuted now. Yes.
If you feel up to joining issues or raising new ones, do so now.
Citizen, do you have
Yeah.
that caller's number? Do you know him?
No, I don't.
I want to be able to encourage the daughter.
Okay, daughter also.
So please, if you can get in touch with citizens and then we'll link up.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello. Good morning to you.
Very good morning to the
I greet you.
family in the studio.
Welcome.
I greet all of you.
Prince Wise.
Yes. The barrister, you are there. About the places start with the whole.
I greet you one more time.
You must meet up at 9 o'clock.
Yes, we will. We will do that. Yes.
Uh-huh. Now, my stand is this to Joe. We need peace in the rivers. And the decision taken by Mr. President is a tonic to some of us who want peace. Because when you see the two running fashion, they are troublemaker, that is from wicked to the legislator, to the governor. Let me say it categorically. The government that demolished the house of the legislator, did you want peace in that place? If they want to rebuild the building, if you go see,
He did not demolish
You
the
don't have
house
evidence.
of the
that was called the problem.
assembly complex. He demolished.
God bless you. Now, if they go for 6 months suspension, if you could announce, they will go to political education. But they come back, they will continue. It just did not do anything. Even the latest in the development, pay for the government. Because the Supreme Court will not take off. If they consider that way, they will please the government and there will be a lot of trouble.
Thank you.
I
Thank
thought
you.
Mr. Foreman was taking that decision.
All right.
Let me ask my friend and brother.
Yeah.
If Wike and Fubara were not locked in that political battle, and all that happened in River State was just some people attacking pipelines, would Mr. President
No,
have declared state of emergency?
not likely.
Eh.
No, Curtis, there's no way you can divorce what is happening now from politics.
Exactly.
Because it's all
And they killed close to 1 million people.
who may not have been
Over a
who may not have been
You know,
trained.
so
A Tutsi.
that
That is Tutsis. Go and
Yeah.
kill all of them.
go and kill all of them. So Nigerian listeners want a broadcaster who will come on to the mic
Panda.
and Panda and no, I beg.
Citizen,
We are trained.
no. I think you see, we
trained.
must
I'm not.
understand-
I'm not defending
No, I know.
myself.
No, let
I'm
me
doing
tell
my
you.
job.
Do you know that a major TV station blacklisted me because some group of listeners said I was opposed to this president and the APC? Notwithstanding, I'm a card-carrying member. How did I get to know this? Now they stopped inviting me. Then I was in the US. I did a program, and I got a call from one of them who told me, I've been hating you for over 1 year now. And because of what you were doing, you didn't support this president and all that. He said, but given what is happening now, I look back and I said, this guy knew what we didn't know.
So you are welcome back.
He started thanking me.
But do you also know? Okay, yeah.
Another caller,
morning,
listener is there.
Mr.
Good
Jones.
morning. Yeah, I
Yeah,
greet you,
yes.
sir. Yeah.
My name is Mayor from Preston.
Mayor, welcome.
Like what is happening the president, the state of emergency declared in Rivers State, it's a very wrong signal. It's a very wrong signal. The earlier Nigerians, even you analysts, they are every Nigerian, the earlier we get up and take it serious. Because this is a very dangerous thing that is just still emanating, still on the lowest level, which we will see more.
No, Benue is next on the line.
2027 gets
And Osun State.
because this is tendency for anarchy and dictatorship. This is the sign of anarchy and dictatorship. I rest myself. Have a blessed day.
But somebody was even asking if River State were to be an APC state.
No, it wouldn't.
Would
See,
it happen?
no, it
There's
would-
even your own Benue.
No,
Your Benue
it
is also in the
It
line.
depends on what side of APC you belong to.
Okay, well, that's
Do you
right.
know what is happening right now? The National Secretary of APC, former Senator Bashiru, tweeted and drew the attention of the president to what is going on in Osun State, where he comes from.
Yes.
Now, in Benue, why I said Benue may be the next state is that the governor...
Alia and the
Alia-
House of Assembly.
No, it's
sorry.
Alia and the Secretary
The
to the
Secretary
Government
of the
of the
Government Federation,
Federation.
yes, Akume.
Yes, who
George
is the
Akume.
Tinubu
Yes.
appointee and supporter.
The soul of
You understand?
Benue State is also
Locked
under
in a
contention.
battle.
Yes.
And that has led to the division in the House.
Yes, the House of Assembly.
Some
exactly.
part of the House suspended
Akume.
the Chief Justice of the state. And then the other group and NJC said, no, you can't do that. You understand? So as that battle progresses, and if the president is likely to come down on the side of the SGF.
Yeah, because it's appointee.
And the way to resolve that is a state of emergency. Because you see, sometimes they even create the crisis that led to this situation.
to sue their...
Citizen Jones, let's imagine for a moment that you are the president of this country. And one of your ministers is fond of calling press conferences.
Yeah.
That looks like a riot. Has he called?
A riotous press conference.
Yeah.
and it's not called to order.
He has not called him. How many press conferences has the president called?
And when you speak daggers.
You
Over
understand what I'm saying?
And you know, at this point, I like to inject this into some of these political things. Robert Greene wrote a handbook for politicians, 48 laws of power. Number 1 law, Oga in the street parlance, Oga na master, no measure body with Oga.
Yeah, but in democracy, Organa master is the people.
The people are the organ because this
But-
is their
but
mandate.
Law number 3, no raise your hand too soon.
Okay. Just listen first. Watch out. Watch the
Law number 5, reputation is everything.
Okay.
Protect it,
So-
defend it.
Robert Greene wasn't talking about political setup.
I think it's for leadership. We're talking about leadership
Now,
mainly.
let me tell you, and this is the problem. All over the world, politics is conflictual.
Yeah.
But the question to ask is, what are the conflicts about?
For interest.
Is it about the size of budget for health, infrastructure?
Their interest, personal interest.
Now, in Nigeria, the conflict is always about who gets what and when.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's why we say to them, don't run a gated community democracy.
Where you have no only one
Co-
in and out.
Curtis,
Yes.
I wonder what your reaction is when you heard that President Trump has shot the voice of America.
So,
You know,
Well,
hold on.
Curtis is an American how do I say? Citizen, so you understand more.
And 2, he wants to slim down government.
that's consistent with his policy of America first. He believes that America has no mission in the world other than protecting Americans' interests. And he feels that voice of America is not doing anything in respect of that.
Exactly.
He believes is that Trump believes that he's the chief diplomat of America. And whatever he says is American diplomacy.
Ew.
So he's cutting down on so many of... Only yesterday, he shut out the Department of Education,
Yeah.
saying that he should go back. He should go back to the state. Education...
It's
not gonna tell you-
it's on the concurrent.
Yes. And you know, of course, in the United States, there are only 2 universities
Yes.
that the U.S. federal government funds. The West Point, which is a military academy,
Yeah.
and then Howard University, which is a black university. I mean, other than that,
All
education
the
belongs to
others,
the
the
state.
26.
Most universities belong to individuals, trustees, and states.
churches and all that. Yes.
We must close. Time. Can you do that in 45 seconds, beginning now?
I don't even need 5 seconds.
Okay.
Mr. President, you need to rise beyond primordial considerations and become the president of the country. Yes, you were elected on a political platform and you want to be re-elected, but you have to live for causes that are greater than your personal interests. That's all I have to tell you.
All right,
For me, that statement that at the first instance, the president must not act on it. Now that you have declared this, and there seems to be a semblance of peace in River State, I do hope that once it gets to after 6 months, then all the democratic institutions that have been suspended temporarily should be returned, and then let life in River State continue as it should be. That's the way I close.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
I want to close with a plea. Dear listener, do not expect the broadcaster at the microphone to answer all the questions you have, because it's as human as you are. And of course, the broadcaster is trained to be detached from any issue. And anybody who thinks I have committed a crime by being an APC supporter should seek redress. I'm out of here. Bye-bye now. See you Saturday.